Got it. Now, to please our viewers, instead of picking a stock of the day, because let's be honest, it's pretty quiet out there on the corporate front. I don't think that's breaking any major news. So we've asked both of our guests today to pick one buy, one company, one theme, one ETF potentially that they would buy today. And I'll start with you, Andrew.
Mr. Floppy, hey, it's good to see we're off to a good start, Henry. I thought, 2023, we could potentially sort of, ease into it now, just straight into it.
Yeah, that's I've written that one down. We'll revisit that at the end of the year, okay?
That's fantastic, thank you. So the one that I'm interested in fact, kudos to James Wielandt for suggesting this on the ETF call with Koshi, which we did towards the end of last year. If you want to go back in the library and have a look at that one, is the Hedged Gold Miners ETF from Betashares MNRS, rolls off the tongue. But in essence, it is a global gold miner. And what we're seeing, it invests in global gold miners. So as we're sort of seeing the US dollar starting to sort of fall away, we're seeing potentially US interest rates moderating. Gold is certainly having its time in the sun at the moment. Gold is up about $200 an ounce, I think, over the last 2 months. So some of the holdings in there, Franco-Nevada, Wheaton, Barrick, Newmont, down 5% for the year. However, we certainly think that there's a bit more run up in gold, and in particular, if the thesis I was putting out there before, that things are going to be volatile, then gold may in fact regain its safe haven status after snatching it back from Bitcoin. A little bit of sarcasm there to start 2023. So certainly MNRS would be one that I'd be very interested in.
And in particular, you like it because it's hedged?
I like the hedging in particular.
Okay, got it. Now, let's go to you. Henry, what's your pick? What would you be willing to buy today?
Is this the super buy?
Well, if you sound passionate enough, it just may be.
I can sound passionate enough. The stock that I will pick for a super buy is Syrah Resources, SYR. I've been talking about this for a couple of days, and the stock's popped up from just over $2 to around, I think, $2.13 ish. It did hit $2.20 at one stage. But I do like this one. 2022 was the year of lithium, and we all know the lithium story. But I think 23 could see the story kind of seep out into other materials, and Syrah, of course, battery metals in terms of the graphite flake that they produce in Mozambique. They have had some security concerns in Mozambique, and they have had some slight disappointment, I guess, in terms of Tesla with the offtake agreement. That still, I think, is yet to be finalized completely, although that should be forthcoming pretty soon. But they are building an operation in the US, which I think is very important for these guys. They've got good US backing as well for it, and I think this one has good potential for this year. If you look at something like Talga, which is in the same space, has had a big run, and they announced a offtake agreement this morning. They're in the European market, but I think Syrah has been unfairly treated in the closing stages of 2022, and is set for a rebound. I think we should see 260, 270 in this one as the year progresses.
260, 270. Well, what I'm going to do, just to see if any of these are deserving of a super buy, which means that they will go straight to the investment committee. Henry, would you agree with Andrew's sentiment around the Betashares Global Gold Miners ETF, MNRS?
Yeah, I think, well, gold miners are very much a good theme at the moment. I've been long a bunch of gold stocks in my small cap portfolio anyway, just getting direct exposure, as I'm not really an ETF kind of guy. But yeah, certainly if you want to play Mr. Floppy, then certainly the gold miners ETF gives you that broad exposure. I've been long things like De Grey, which has gone from sort of $1 to $1.50 in the last few months. So there's certainly been plenty of opportunities. As Andrew says, that gold price has really soared, at least in US dollar terms, not so much in Aussie dollar terms, but the market only really focuses on US dollar terms. And as Andrew says, we do have a weakening US dollar. That could be the theme of 2023 as well, and that will obviously help gold. I'm not sure if it's usurped Bitcoin as the safe haven status. I'm not sure Bitcoin ever was a safe haven status play, but certainly some of the fund money is coming back into the gold sector.
Got it. Thank you. And I'll ask you, in fairness, Andrew, can you poke any holes in Henry's thesis for buying Syrah Resources today?
I appreciate that sort of last part of that sentence, just as to qualifying the holes where I need to be poking. Look, I've got no issues with Syrah at all, and again, even just on a consensus point of view, it's trading below consensus. So no, I'd be happy to support that as a super buy.
Got